In a stunning display of economic leadership that's sending shockwaves through Silicon Valley and boardrooms across America, President Trump just pulled off what many are calling the ultimate art of the deal moment. While the mainstream media scrambles to understand what just happened, we're witnessing a masterclass in how to bring jobs back to America and why Apple's Tim Cook just became Trump's biggest cheerleader. This isn't just about tariffs or investments. This is about the future of American manufacturing and whether your next iPhone will cost twice as much or be proudly stamped Made in USA. On August 6, 2025, President Trump stood in the Oval Office alongside Apple CEO Tim Cook and dropped a bombshell that will reshape the entire global semiconductor industry. Trump announced a staggering 100% tariff on all foreign-made computer chips and semiconductors, effectively doubling their cost overnight. But here's where Trump's genius shines through. Companies already manufacturing in America, or those committing to build here, get a complete exemption. We'll be putting a tariff of approximately 100% on chips and semiconductors, Trump declared, with his characteristic confidence. But if you're building in the United States of America, there's no charge. This isn't just tough talk. This is strategic economic warfare designed to bring manufacturing jobs home. And the results? Immediate and spectacular. Standing right there beside Trump was Tim Cook, announcing Apple's additional $100 billion investment in American manufacturing over the next 4 years. This brings Apple's total domestic commitment to a mind-blowing $600 billion, the largest investment Apple has ever made anywhere in the world. This is the largest investment Apple has ever made in America, and anywhere else, Trump emphasized. Apple has been an investor in other countries a little bit. I won't say which ones, but a couple, and they're coming home. Cook's response was telling. President Trump shared some kind words about that work, but he also asked us to think about what more we could commit to doing. Mr. President, we took that challenge very seriously. The details of Apple's commitment are staggering. They're partnering with Corning to ensure 100% of iPhone and Apple Watch glass is manufactured in Kentucky. They're working with Texas Instruments to expand chip production in Utah and Texas. Global Wafers will produce silicon wafers, while TSMC's Arizona facilities will produce 19 billion chips for Apple products this year alone. What we're witnessing is the perfect execution of Trump's America First agenda. By threatening massive tariffs while offering complete exemptions for domestic production, Trump created an irresistible incentive structure. Companies can either pay double for foreign chips or invest in American workers and facilities. The market response was immediate and overwhelming. Apple stock surged 5% in midday trading Wednesday, as investors realized Cook had just secured his company's exemption from what could have been devastating import costs. The announcement sent ripple effects across the globe. South Korea's trade envoy immediately confirmed that Samsung and SK Hynix would be exempt due to their existing U.S. manufacturing commitments. Taiwan's TSMC, with its massive Arizona facilities, also secured exemption status. But countries without significant U.S. chip manufacturing presence are facing a harsh new reality. The president of the Philippines semiconductor industry called Trump's plan devastating, while Malaysia's trade minister warned of losing major U.S. market access. This is exactly the kind of strategic pressure that brings results. As Brian Jacobson from Annex Wealth Management noted, large, cash-rich companies that can afford to build in America will be the ones to benefit the most. It's survival of the biggest. At exactly midnight on August 7th, Trump took to Truth Social with his characteristic enthusiasm. It's midnight. Billions of dollars in tariffs are now flowing into the United States of America. He followed up. Tariffs are flowing into the USA at levels not thought even possible. These weren't empty boasts. These were the opening shots of Trump's broader tariff strategy that went into effect Thursday morning, imposing 10 to 50% tariffs on dozens of countries. Critics are calling this contradictory, celebrating job creation while potentially raising tech prices. But they're missing the bigger picture. This is strategic economic pressure designed to eliminate the contradiction permanently. Yes, imported chips will cost more, but only temporarily. The real goal is eliminating the need for imported chips altogether. Trump made this crystal clear. There are a lot of factories and a lot of plants that are either under construction or soon will be starting construction. Can't tell you exactly when, but I want to be around a year from now. Unlike previous administrations that relied solely on subsidies, like Biden's $52.7 billion CHIPS Act, Trump is using both carrot and stick. The threat of massive tariffs creates urgency that subsidies alone never could. The numbers prove the strategy's effectiveness. U.S. semiconductor production has already jumped from producing just 12% of global chips to having commitments from all 5 leading-edge semiconductor firms to build American factories. Companies like NVIDIA, Intel, and Global Wafers are all positioned to benefit massively from their existing U.S. manufacturing footprints. Meanwhile, Chinese companies like SMIC and Huawei face complete exclusion from U.S. markets unless they fundamentally restructure their operations. This semiconductor strategy is just one piece of Trump's comprehensive plan to rebuild American manufacturing. The president understands that controlling semiconductor production means controlling the future of technology, defense, and economic security. Every smartphone, every car, every refrigerator, every piece of military equipment depends on these tiny chips. By ensuring they're made in America, Trump is securing not just jobs, but national security itself. For American workers, this means hundreds of thousands of high-paying manufacturing jobs returning home. For consumers, it means potentially higher prices in the short term, but greater supply chain security and American-made quality in the long term. For Apple customers specifically, Cook's smart positioning means your next iPhone won't face the 100% tariff penalty, but only because Trump's pressure forced Apple to commit to American manufacturing. The mainstream media will focus on the potential for higher prices, but they're missing the real story: American economic sovereignty being restored one chip at a time. This is what winning looks like when you have a president who understands that sometimes you have to be tough to be great. Trump didn't just announce the tariff policy, he engineered a complete reshaping of global supply chains in America's favor. And with Apple's $100 billion commitment as proof of concept, expect many more companies to follow suit rather than pay the Trump tariff penalty. The art of the deal isn't just a book title, it's a governing philosophy. And August 6, 2025 will be remembered as the day America took control of its technological destiny.